Yes, more Nanook stuff. When you're working with a a track of this size, and if you want to talk about like going like, I don't know, old school or whatever, doing like a Spectre kind of thing, just piling stuff up. The thing about that is that it's always like leakage between sounds. You've got loads of instruments in one room. We can't really do that because for one thing, we don't write shit music, and we're not really that good at arranging stuff. What we do is we're very simple people. You hear the acoustic guitar. It's over here. And then you've got the vocal line, of course. And then you start thinking about, okay, so what would be a good cello line for this? And you can start out very simply. You just add like the root notes, and then you do like maybe the chords, and you do an octave, maybe with different bows, and then you start to do little filly things, just little sparkles. And then when you do that, you start to get ideas about other stuff. How we need a line that contradicts that one. And all of a sudden you've got this arrangement, and everything is based on what is going on. And by taking out the root stuff, taking out the basic material, all of a sudden you've got this really interesting arrangement going on. And it hasn't been this grand vision, it hasn't been this master plan, but it works, and it sounds good. I don't think a lot of times it becomes this big majestic thing. Oh, we have real musicians and real instruments, and all of a sudden it has to be this big thing. It's like, fuck it. Doesn't have to be like that. We make it, just get little small lines that work, and then you make another small line that works, and all of a sudden you've got an arrangement. Come on. At least that's how we do it. And of course, I mean, we won't win the Pepper Prize for it, but we like it. It's the way we work. Anyway, I wanted to talk about another thing that we've actually sort of made into a system, and that is just combining sounds that are similar. So if you have a lot of times you can have a keyboard sound maybe or something, and it will spark an idea. It'll be like, well, that sounds like that, or this, or whatever. And for one thing, I'd show you a very simple one. I'm trying to do some camera work here, so bear with me. If we go to the middle 8, or the stick, as we call it in Sweden, we had a Moog line played on probably that mini Moog, and it's alright. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. But what happens is that it becomes kind of, some keyboard sounds have that, you immediately go, it's an analog synth. Great. Wonderful. But, I mean, we've sort of been hearing them for like 30 years now, 35. So, how can you make it more interesting? We can distort it, yes. We can put it through a phaser, yes. We can put it through a Leslie cabinet, yes. Which is all fine and great, nothing wrong with that. But on this one, it almost had a vocal character. I mean, by using the modulation wheel, it had a vibrato, and it sounded almost like someone who could play the theremin over there. Oh, yeah. Sort of, ish, but not really. So what we did is that I called my wife's sister, Anna, who is for one thing, she's a wonderful person, and really great and fun to record, but she's also a coloratura soprano, which means that she's an opera singer. So we just let her dub the Moog line, and it sounds something like this. With a bit of luck, we'll hear it. Yes, come on. Should have like cue points, but, well, there you go. Let's see now. Anytime soon. Here we go. And all of a sudden, you've got this thing where it sort of sounds like a Moog, and it sort of sounds like someone singing, but there is also other stuff going on. I'll play it one more time, but with a bit more body to it. We'll get the orchestra up. To the chorus. Come on, it's the middle eight. Anyway, so by combining those two sounds, we had they both gained from it. The Moog doesn't sound as Moogy, and Anna doesn't sound as nice as she actually is. So you got this great blend. Another thing we did, which was also kind of those, couldn't we just try? I mean, we should just try this. And we had recorded the main bass on the track, the Moog Taurus pedals, which I love. They're great. I just need to check the time, okay? Woo. A lot of talking and not a lot of walking through the mix now. I'm sorry. Well, anyways, so we had the Taurus pedals, and they're great, but they sound a bit like Rush, which could be perfectly fine, but we wanted to add something else to it, and so we just tried. And I've got in the pipe organ room, I have like a 1920s German, really detuned, beat up piano, and it sounds great, but it's way out of tune. So we pitched the machine, the DPS 24, so we got it just about right. And then we just dubbed the Taurus pedals with piano bass. And the Taurus sound is two oscillators being slightly out of tune and moving along, and the piano is more or less three oscillators, as they're like three strings, or two. Is it three or two in the bass? Oh, there's usually just one, isn't it? Ah, fuck it. Well, it's out of tune slightly. So and all of a sudden you've got this really big sound, because you've got the attack from the piano and then the low end from the Taurus pedals, and it sounds really, really good. If I sound really cocky and pleased with how the track is sounding, it's because I'm really cocky and pleased with how this is sounding. I can't wait to get the vocals on, and there'll be female vocals and male vocals. So, yes. So this is just about it. Once more. Yes. Anyways, so there you go. This is the part 2 of the walkthrough of this track. And there's more stuff, of course, but this is the main... Come on, it's an orchestra, more or less. Pipe organs, 12-string electric guitars, Taurus pedals, detuned piano, opera singers, mellotrons, cembalos. I think we're alright. But, anyways, as always, thank you for watching, and I'll be back very soon.